Hey, it's me. Right now it's 11:05 p.m., which is really late for me. I've been going to sleep around 9:30 at the latest. So please excuse the raspiness of my voice and the lack of clarity of my speech throughout this post. I'm a little tired, but I wanted to get this update in because uh, as you could tell, I've sort of been neglecting this blog, and since my last post, a lot has happened. So uh, let's get things started. So I moved in with my host family a couple weeks ago and started school. I now live in a little village called RZA. It's just outside the city of Nyon, and it's beautiful. I call it my winter wonderland. Um, I've also explored new places. I've seen more of Geneva, Nyon, and Luzon, the United Nations, and Gruyere. So this post is going to be really long because I have a lot to say about each place. But I'm going to start with talking a little bit more about my host family. I live with my host mom and dad and their son. They also have two daughters, but they're married and they live with their husbands. One in Barcelona and another in a different part of Switzerland. So I haven't met them. And also, my host family feeds me way too much. I can already feel my pants getting a little tighter from all the bread and cheese and chocolate. That yeah, I don't, I can't say I regret anything. Um, Today for lunch, even I bought fresh bread, and it was still warm. And I also got some slices of raclette, which is a type of cheese, and I ate them together. It was so good. I also had some blueberries and, of course, lots of chocolate. um, so the second week was just a lot more orientation and administrative type activities. We we went to Luzon to get our residency permits. We took pictures and we did some fingerprints, but afterwards we explored the city of Luzon, which is the capital of the canton of Vaud. And after we got um, our photos and fingerprints taken, we visited the Luzon Cathedral, which was incredible. It's considered to be Switzerland's finest Gothic building, and I think construction began in 1170. It's a very elegant and a beautiful cathedral. I have some photos on Facebook that I will add to this blog later on. Afterward, we went to Place, Place de la Palude, which is a nice little spot in the old part of Luzon, filled with shopping streets and cafes and all sorts of really nice restaurants. I actually sat down and had a quiche that day with some friends, which was fun. The very next day, we went to the UN to get access to their library. Um, we also took a tour of the place. We saw a lot of really impressive rooms, uh, three of which I will talk about. The first one was the Human Rights and Alliance of Civilizations room. Um, and basically, the Human Rights and Alliance of Civilization aims to improve the understanding and cooperative relations among nations and people across cultures and religions. And so it helps uh, to counter forces that fuel polarization between groups. The UNAC was established in 2005, and the main feature of the room was a sculpture by an artist named Miquel Barcelo. It's really nice. We also saw the General Assembly room, and the General Assembly oversees the budget of the UN and appoints non-permanent members to the Security Council. And this room was also really cool. The third one is the Council Chamber, where a lot of important historical negotiations took place. And it was really cool to see it. This chamber was constructed in 1936 to accommodate members of the League of Nations. So, like I said, very historical. And there are murals on the wall and the ceiling by an artist named Jose Sert. I believe that's how you pronounce his name. And the murals are really symbolic. It depicts progress of humankind to improve health, technology, and the well-being of citizens in general. So it was really nice to see. And then a few days later, we went to the 18th International Humanitarian Conference, which talked about health issues relating to migration and refugees. One speaker that I thought was particularly interesting was Professor Von Krieken from Webster, and he gave a talk about the utilitarian approach to healthcare and argued that it's not always an individual right, rather people should remember that it is in their self-interest to promote and sustain healthy populations. So that was interesting. And after the conference, a few friends and I went to a Chinese restaurant, and it was it was awful. I mean, I have high standards of Chinese food for Chinese food and Asian food in general because I had an awesome roommate who introduced me to a lot of great Asian food, and I actually lived with her and her family last summer in Chinatown. So compared to what I had then to what I had the other day when I went to this Swiss Chinese food, it just couldn't compare. And I probably won't do Asian food for the remainder of my trip. I think I'll stick to bread and cheese and chocolate. But it was different. And then last weekend, the ladies of RZA went to Gruyere, and we visited a chocolate factory, Calier Chocolate Factory, which was awesome. We learned about the history of chocolate, and we took a tour of the factory. And at the end of the tour, we got to go inside this room that had all these tables of different chocolate samples, and we were able to have as many pieces of chocolate as we wanted. Of course, we weren't allowed to take any of the chocolate outside with us. That was the only restriction. And I think I had maybe like 15 pieces of chocolate, but my friend Shayna was a true champ, and she tried every single piece of chocolate, and I think that amounted to over 30 pieces of chocolate. So it was great. It was fun to cheer her on, but I couldn't do any more. And a few days later, we went to another chocolate factory with the rest of the program group, and this one was different. It's called Wrap, But it was also a positive experience. We learned about the production of chocolate a little bit more, and we watched a demonstration of a chocolatier making a bar of pistachio chocolate and a chocolate bunny, which is apparently a really long, laborious process. And also in this room there were two chocolate fountains. One was dark chocolate and one was milk chocolate, and we were given these plastic spoons. And basically we were granted permission, I should say, to kind of put them over the chocolate fountain and eat them. Basically, we overdosed on chocolate. Or I guess some of us even got plastic cups and we poured ourselves some chocolate and we went crazy, but it was great. Um, this weekend I'll be going to Zurich with some friends from the program, so that should be exciting. I'll have more to update you on. And I think that concludes these past few weeks. Like I said, it was really busy, but overall I'm enjoying Switzerland and all it has to offer. It's only been the first few weeks, and I already really love it here. To be honest, I didn't anticipate loving it so much, but I'm really glad I'm here. And I guess I will talk to you guys next time. Thank you for listening, and have a good night. Bonne soirée.